Hey everybody, we're live, and I just found out that because I found Air Force One, which is actually next to Ed Lozzi's head on his right, our left, I went a Buick. How you doing?
Find Air Force One and win a Buick. That's our standard process here.
I love it. How you doing?
If you can find Marine One, we'll get you a Ford.
Awesome. Hey folks, for those of you who don't know how we met, I cold called this man to cover the Night of Wonder Stars Oscar party way back in 2010, and he was either, depending on how you look at it, gracious enough or foolish enough to let me in. And so, and I had
a little bit of both.
A little bit of both. And I had one of the most, without a doubt, and I don't just say this because he's here, incredible experiences of my life, which lasted from 2010 to 2016, mainly because I was coming out here for mom and everything else. And then unfortunately now the night Oscar parties don't go, they don't, they're not anymore. But what we do have to remember and to go by are these incredible moments. But the reason why I have my friend on is I want to hear about Hollywood from Ed's point of view, not what I did, but so much what he remembers. And so I actually hooked up his Facebook page here to have some fun. So really, this is really fun with Ed Lozzi. And Ed, when you think of Hollywood and your involvement, first of all, tell my viewers, how you got started in all this and everything.
Oh my God, it's too general, but everything I'm doing is based around my public relations company in Beverly Hills, which has been going for over 30 years. We have a lot of films that we represent that are in film festivals that have become very important now. So if you're a filmmaker out there, it's a quick and easy way to get your film noticed by booking it into a film fest. It means you pay to have your film in the festival, or paying customers come in to watch your film. It makes you qualify for awards as well. The trick is to get the operators of that film festival to allow you to come in. So some of them that are really successful, it's not about just paying, okay? It's about whether or not they want you to come in. So depending on where you are in the scale of filmmaking, if you're brand new, you could get in to, there's literally hundreds of film festivals in Mark, and it's all going on right now. Right now, the big one is the Cannes Film Festival going on in the south of France. That's huge. And then you've got, others that are local, that are, the Burbank Film Festival. So it's wherever you are in the country as well. So my point is thank God it's not just entertainment clients that we have, but I enjoy them. Mm-hmm. And the producers don't want to know from nothing about this. They completely shut down. Okay, and here we go again. So the last time the writers were out, they were out for quite some time. Billions of dollars, B with a B, are at stake. And with what's going on in this town already, after surviving COVID, after surviving the riots, after surviving the incredible crime rate that's going on, this is not good news. Right. For people that are established, they're going to be leaving the entertainment industry. They're going to go open a delicatessen in Vermont. They're done. There's a lot of lawyers up there too. A lot of doctors. They're no longer here. They've left. And a lot of it has to do with the unions. So each side has an argument. And what's going to happen? It'll eventually end, but who's going to survive this strike? Only the strong will.
Hey, so we're going to talk fun. So let's but after that kind of dose of medicine that Ed just gave us there. But is it possible to, maybe put it this way. what, with all this going on, is there anything going on that to get excited about, to say the glamour is still there, to say, hey, there's still Hollywood is still Hollywood. We'll get through this. Is that, where are we now? Or is all the fun gone?
It's coming back slowly but surely. We've taken a beating for the last 3 years. And there were no Oscar parties. There was nothing for 2 years.
No.
And last year it started coming back, even with the slapping incident with Will Smith. So the Oscars came back. The Oscar parties the local Oscar parties are done.
Really?
Only Oscar parties are out-of-towners.
Wow.
And that is the Vanity Fair Oscar party. That's a New York operation.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to add something to the mix, which you're going to like. And I like, because it's the best Oscar party there is. And I went to it this year. It's over the top. It's one of the best. But we've lost the Night of the 100 Stars because Norby Walters retired. 27 years in a row. And that's how I got to know you, I think, by
yes, sir,
credentialing you for the red carpet, the massive red carpet, 300 media outlets from all over the world. It was just as big as the actual Oscars, numbers of media, because we had 160 stars. That was our peak. Even though we called it the Night of the 100 Stars, we're talking stars that recognizable, that are starring, not just an actor. We're talking stars, as you know.
Oh, hey.
That's gone. And the other Oscars, another one that we got involved with was with the Hollywood Museum, and theirs went for 5 years, so they hired us to come in, and that went down the tubes. COVID took that out.
Oh, wow. So
the like I said, out-of-towners that's their Oscar party. So with Elton John from England has the other big Oscar party. That's it. So you have the Governor's Ball, which is actually at the Oscars. When the Oscars end, the actors go to the Governor's Ball, which is built in to the ticket prices, and that's Wolfgang Puck's chef venue. So people eat spago food terrifically right away after sitting in their seats for 3 hours. And then after they chugged that down, they said, okay, what parties are we going to? Well, you got to go to the Vanity Fair party. That's like mandatory for any star to go there, whether it's just to do the red carpet and take off, which many of them do. The Vanity Fair party is nothing like it used to be. Nothing is. Graydon Carter, who was the head of Vanity Fair, who started the Vanity Fair Oscar party, is long gone. And the ladies...
Did he pass away, or is he still with us?
No, nice. The ladies that run Vanity Fair don't even come out from New York to the parties.
Wow.
It's like it's not that big of a deal. And they've cut back. They've cut back on the price and the structures. They've cut back on the amount of people. So it's a small party. It's not that big of a deal. Elton John's party is all the public. And if you pay a higher ticket price, you can get close to him after midnight to listen to him play the piano if he comes out. The only thing is that he hasn't come out. The last 2 years, he's a no-show. He didn't even come. So, because of being afraid of COVID or whatever.
So you're saying this is like the end of an era. So we haven't had any local parties like the one I came to.
Well, we do have a new player. We have a new player.
Ooh.
And that is, and when I tell you, you're going to go, oh, that's right. The new player is the best Oscar party. He brings in the best entertainment. He brings in like top singers.
Well, let me guess. Is that a B and a Y or B and A? A B and an A. Is that the initial? Byron Allen.
Yes, Byron Allen.
Ta-da! I win the prize.
Yeah. International mogul.
Yes.
Byron Allen, who's he's getting close to the billion.
Yep.
Himself. His companies do about 300 to 500 million a year, so he's getting close to being a billionaire with his money in the bank. And he learned about Oscar parties by attending the Night of the 100 Stars as Norby Walters' guest and our guest.
And hey, I tell you something, Ed. My first Night of 100 Star Oscar party, 2010. I was having breakfast at the Polo Lounge, and there were two stars in the room with me at the other side. One of them was Kirk Douglas in the corner. Actually, he was with the gentleman who hosted the BAFTAs for years, who hosted, and the name just flew out of my head. But then Byron was right with his wife, who was right across the room from me. And that's the first time I met Byron Allen.
Great. Yeah.
That was before that told him where I was there and where I was doing, and he said that he was headed over that way later. That was that morning. So you're absolutely right. The end of an era, though, and I want to share with you an interview that I did at your event with the late Willie Garson, who was one of my favorite actors. Just a nice guy. Brought along his son, and there he is. And I thought I'd play that real quick for you, just for one of many memories I have from this terrific event. Here's, if you can hear that, yeah.
Why Sex and the City is so popular, and how much fun? It seemed like you had a lot of fun doing it.
We did have a lot of fun doing it, and it was so popular because it was about love. It was only about love. People think that they were responding to the fashions and the location and the jokes, but really it was about love of friends, of partners, and holding on to love. That's all it was about. And now every scene, for all 7 years of the show, through 2 movies, that's all it was about was love. And that's what people really responded to.
And also, what I love about Sex and the City is a guy who dated women who are kind of like that, including my friend Beth, who's a lot like Sam. But it seemed to really give a signal to empowered women. Was there discussion about how the program was affecting society at the time?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Because it, for us, for guys, it was like, oh, look at these women. They talk like guys.
Right, exactly.
Like they're just people. It's not like this strange...
You hear that, Beth? Anyway, hold on a second.
It's not this strange other animal.
Right.
I think that was really empowering to a lot of people.
What project do you have now that you are?
I do this show called Hawaii 5-0 on CBS, yes. And I'm in development for my own show, and we'll see. Or if Hawaii 5-0 pushes the button and keeps me there all the time, but they seem to be using me more and more.
So tell us about your character on 5-0 so we can watch more.
Oh, he's a criminal.
He's a criminal.
He's a lifelong criminal. He's a con art. I mean, shockingly, coming off a white collar, he's a con artist again. So something about me has a face that you can't trust. So.
And with the show under development, can you talk about it?
No.
Okay, got it.
God, no.
What's your website that we can follow?
You can follow me on Twitter, @Willie Garson. Creatively named, @Willie Garson.
Hey, what do you think of this man?
He's so used to this. He's so bored of all this crap.
Are you having fun?
Yeah, that's insane.
Thanks. Great to meet you, sir.
Have fun.
Thank you.
Now I have to report, sadly, that Mr. Garcon left us 2 years ago. Willie Garcon is a great guy, and one of the people I had the pleasure of meeting because of Ed. So that
was a nice interview. He opened up to you. He doesn't do that with everybody.
Oh, what can I say? Ed, you rubbed off on me. What can I say?
I saw in the background was one of my favorite character actors, Chris McDonald. He's to the right. Yeah.
Ooh, yeah. It's funny you mentioned Chris McDonald.
Yeah, he was in that golf movie with The funny golf.
Caddyshack.
No, recently, not that recently. The actor from Saturday Night Live that's now a big deal.
You're talking.
Mine just went blank on it.
Gosh.
Yeah. So
this is the man that Ed is talking about, however, folks. Another one of my favorite actors and people to talk to. I had the pleasure of meeting at the Night of Her Stars Oscar party that Ed just mentioned, and you're going to meet him in a few seconds. And the video's coming up right there. So as I let that render, I'll go over here, back to that, and I'll make the old switcheroo, as I say, and stop that screen with Willie. Press this, and we're going to bring in Mr. McDonald right here, talking about his favorite roles there. That's the man, Ed. There's your friend.
Chris McDonald, he's been in like well over 100 motion pictures and television shows. At this point, he's done so much since.
Here he is.
Ask you a question. Yes. How many programs and shows have you been in? Because you've become a staple of American culture. I mean, in total.
In total?
Yeah. Have you bothered to count? Like Law and Order, how many times?
Over 100 and something, I don't know.
Of all of them, what's the most popular role or your favorite role that you've ever played? What did you enjoy?
Well, I got favorites, and I have popular. Popular, probably Happy Gilmore, which is on his 20th year.
Happy Gilmore.
Generationally. And then the other one is like quiz shows.
Yeah.
What I did with Robert Redford and Thelma Louise with Freddie Scott.
Yeah, I have those in my movie show.
Nice.
Best picture, what do you think is going to win?
Spotlight.
I like Spotlight.
Yeah, I think it's got the edge over Revenant. I love The Martian.
Yeah.
I mean, I love The Big Short is great, but I think something about Spotlight is daring and need to be told, and that's the power of film.
Hey, you have a website where we can track you?
Yeah, well, it's...
You're on Facebook?
Basically. I don't even do Facebook.
Well, wait a minute.
Yeah, I have a website, though. It's... let's see what my website is. What the hell is it called? It's off of IMDb. I know it's on there.
Okay.
I'm not electronically in it, but oh my god.
Hey, you're not missing too much.
Exactly.
Hey, thank you, sir.
Thanks.
That was fun. That was a lot of fun. Fun guy.
That's me in the background there holding the papers.
Oh, look, let's go back because
I was running around right there.
Hey, there he is. See in the corner, folks? That's Ed. I think you know what? Funny you mentioned that. Yeah.
But the film that he mentioned that I was searching for in my brain was Happy Gilmore.
Yeah.
Where he plays the golf pro, and remember, Happy Gilmore was the actor, the comedian.
Yes.
Why am I forgetting his name? You don't remember either.
Oh, geez. Thanks, Ed. Oh, man.
Yeah.
I hate that. So I'll put you on the spot. You have the name, right?
He's a major character on Saturday Night Live, always with the Jewish jokes and the Jewish thing. But in the movie, he has this weird drive. He hits the golf ball like a baseball, which is
Sandler.
There you go. So Adam Sandler, he has this
Sandler.
Yeah, he hits the golf ball he uses his club like a baseball bat, which they didn't find any rule which allows him, to be banned. So he plays in these tournaments because he can hit the ball so far. But there's a scene in Happy Gilmore which is classic Americana films forever. It's when he has a fight and punches out Bob Barker from The Price is Right. Punches him out. They have a knockdown, drag-out fight. It's one of the greatest cinema scenes of comedy ever, and it goes on and on and on. And I think Bob Barker is still alive. He may have passed away. So.
I think he's still with us, actually. Hey, but would you believe I actually met Adam Sandler?
Good.
Not only that, I interviewed him. Right here. We were at the Raiders game. Here it is. I just got to share this kind of like, who to thunk it. He was right next door from our suite. Watch this. There he is. He's cracking jokes.
Hey, folks, Adam Sandler. He's right there. Jets. One of my favorite actors in men, Adam Sandler.
I'm having a good time here in Oakland. I'm nervous about Dan. Dan was supposed to meet me here.
He's
supposed to be here in the booth.
And McLovin, too. McLovin's a friend.
McLovin's a fine individual, but Dan
70 yards.
Dan almost got we were in the parking lot together, and I left, and I said, I'll meet you up in the booth, and some fellas kind of grabbed a hold of Dan and said, hopefully you get to soon.
Hey, man, Dan McLovin, you guys got to be here. Hey, good man.
Yeah, that was nice of him. I mean, that was impromptu.
Yeah, that's cool. Why don't you Google Adam Sandler punches out Bob Barker?
Oh, I would show it if I had the copyrights to it, but if I show it,
oh, I see.
YouTube.
Oh, you have to pay a license fee for that.
Yeah. Hey, Peanut Butter Hero informs us. He says Bob Barker is 99 years strong.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
Hey,
he's still hanging in there. Very controversial guy with the ladies, but he got through it. In other words, he was accused of something that he may or may not have done.
Well, moving along though, we have and talking about the night party. We were talking about you being in that really cool video. Yet, I got something for you, Ed. As I'm excited about saying that I think you'll like from the night party as we move on from Christopher McDonald, and I'll type search across your channel and at night of. I can't let you see 100 stars. And then like that, and then hello. This is some of the fun that Ed and I had. One of my, I think it's actually the same one. Yeah, this is at the Hilton. This is the same Hilton where I just had interviewed a Christopher McDonald, thanks to Ed. And
speaking of strikes, we reluctantly had to move to the Hilton from the great Beverly Hills Hotel because of the strike, because of the actors' strike against the hotels. The boycott is the right word.
Boycott, yeah.
Because of the Sultan of Brunei decided to go Sharia law and to put a death sentence on gays.
Yeah,
so
that was
since Hollywood is run by the gay mafia, okay, and that did it. So all the actors and the producers boycotted the hotels for that one reason, and it's still on. There are no entertainment events.
I'll show you a little story by video of that in a second, but you're going to like this video, Ed, because it happens to have somebody in it. I know you know this person, and I know you hopefully love this person you're about to see. This is the time when before all this political crap started. But I was joking with Ed about Donald Trump possibly coming to the party because it was possible, and so I asked Ed right here,
folks. 7th year in a row, Ed Lozzi.
Here we are, folks, at the 26th annual Night of 100 Stars Oscar Party, and San Francisco is represented big time here with Zennie.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
You're a good lunch hour, 7 years in a row.
Thank you.
And you report on all of our scandals, our cat fights, our celebrity problems.
And not only that, Lou Ferrigno's new movie.
Lou Ferrigno, Instant Death.
Instant Death, yeah.
Lou will be here.
Heck of a trailer, folks.
Yeah,
heck of a trailer.
See that. So we have 130 stars here tonight, 130 stars, and about 50 of them are former Oscar winners and nominees, and we have over 100 Academy members in the room that voted.
Yeah.
So it's serious Oscar watching, folks.
Hey, I met Cuba Gooding Jr. at the NFL Radio Row, and he talked about playing OJ. But I'm curious, is Mr. Cowlings going to be here? I know he probably
he's supposed to be here. It's
wow.
Going to be a big deal when he shows up because he usually stays. He won't talk to the press, but he'll be here.
Yeah. Now you invited Donald Trump.
Yes.
Is Trump he coming?
He's not coming.
No,
almost had him.
Almost had him.
Yeah,
but nonetheless,
he's been with us twice before.
We're going to pin this to the Oscars, Mr. Trump. So we got you.
Twice. Yeah, Donald's been here twice before. And a lot of people wanted to buy tickets, and then there were also some celebrities that said we're not coming if Donald Trump is coming. it kind of evens out. But, you know, we also have Democrats in the room.
Yeah, I'm one of them. He's a great Republican. I'm a great Democrat. I'm not as great as he is, but
I'm not a Republican.
You're an independent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm whoever pays us. We'll work the Democratic White House and the Republican.
I should say it correctly. We're both politicos. He's a better politico than I am. And that says a lot.
It's good to see you.
Great to see you
in a suit instead of in a T-shirt from your studio.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. I resemble that remark. Thanks.
Zennie, thanks.
Thank you.
Forgot about that. That was pretty good. Yeah. The main thing there is that what I said, which is that Donald Trump attended 2 of our Night of 100 Star Oscar parties. So you have there's the picture of him and a brand new girlfriend named Malia.
Oh,
who he hadn't married yet, and he's on our red carpet at the Night of the 100 Stars.
Ooh, I gotta find that.
Just type it
in. I will do that definitely right now. You know, I'm reminded about how this whole political stuff has taken the fun out of a lot of life because, you know, I was jazzed that Donald Trump was going to come in the room. I don't agree with everything that he does. That's not the point. The point is it's celebrating celebrity American culture, right, Ed? You know, it's just having fun. You know, having fun with folks. That's the idea. Nobody wants to have fun anymore. That's I'm trying to reinstill some fun. You know, 100 night.
So Vanity Fair paid for Donald Trump to come out Beverly Hills to go to their party too. So he attended our party because he was staying at the Beverly Hills Hotel. So we invited him just to come downstairs to our party, which he did, and which we have forever. And he, you know, a lot of people he knew, a lot of people he was hugging, and there's, you know,
I found
he was a New Yorker, and he was always on the scene, on the entertainment scene, and he's totally changed all that. He's anti-arts, doesn't go to the Kennedy Center honors, doesn't go to stop the presidential Christmas party on air to the nation. It's a shame that there's, you know, with him, that the arts are ignored.
This is him. There's that photograph that was used, actually. It's by the New York Daily News.
That's on the red carpet there. The upper left-hand corner, the upper right-hand corner is the one.
This one.
And,
you see it. I see it appeared, and now I'm trying to.
No, the right-hand corner. It's on the red carpet outside.
Oh, this one.
That's it.
Yeah. Wow. Who are they?
That's Malia. That's the soon-to-be Mrs. Donald Trump, the First Lady.
Huh. Oh, that's right. That's Melania. Okay. Who's the blonde lady?
The blonde is a very well-known actress. The name should be there. I can't read it because it's so small, the print.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, her name should be in the caption.
Dominic Swain.
There you go. Dominique Swain.
Yeah.
Very accomplished actress, star.
Huh.
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah, and there was no presidential talk at that point.
No, it was just
there was no running for it, because if you see the year, it was like 2008.
Yeah, it was just The Apprentice. You know, that was what made him famous.
Yeah.
Well, super famous. You know,
yeah,
famous before that. But yeah, that was it. But I've got more from the night party. But yeah, Ed, that was a great event, and I think what Ed's talking about, and I gotta give a shout out to my friends at the Polo Lounge, because I've been there so many times that they were used to seeing me and knew exactly what it was that I wanted, Caesar salad and all that. I didn't have to say anything. They came over to my table, and like my table, but how about that, Ed?
Yeah.
But they did. They came over to my table, and they would treat me like royalty, but not because I was acting like that. I was just happy to see everybody, and putting everybody on camera and all that stuff, and letting them tell their stories. And so when Ed was talking about people who were, I think for want of a better term, well, I'll say it, who were negatively impacted by the Sultan of Brunei's behavior and all this stuff. They're one of them because, you know, let me just type this, Polo Lounge, Polo Lounge. They were really thank me for coming to bat for them online, when, you know, during all this stuff, right? So I've got a bunch of videos with these guys. Let me get this one. I'll just pick one out, because I was always happy to see them. And I'll play this. You can get an idea of what it was like, and you know, there'll be a movie about this stuff. We've got a lot of material here, but there's even more material to make I think a pretty interesting movie of what you did and we experienced and everything else. But here is my video from the night party, the Polo Lounge. There it is, right there. And here we go.
Folks, the legend is here. How you doing, my man?
Good morning. Welcome.
Good. Yeah.
Nice to see you.
Folks, again, another great representative of Polo Lounge here at Beverly Hills. Fantastic, man. And how you doing, man?
Great. Wonderful.
Yeah. You got any best picture picks for me for the Oscars? Or are you... You got it.
You know,
yeah.
Because everybody coming here, I don't go specific anything because
yeah,
you know.
He's a smart man.
Yeah,
he really is.
Support everybody.
Very smart man. Much smarter than me.
No.
Hey, great to see you, man.
Thank you. Nice to see you.
Great to see you.
See what I mean? I love these guys. You know, I mean, Ed, they were just, that's the way it should be. You know.
Yeah, but you should also know that if his job was online,
yeah.
So if he started, they're not allowed to root for any particular actor or none of the staff at the hotel. They can't go on camera either. They're not supposed to. The fact that he went on camera with you, he was like, "Oh my God, I shouldn't be doing this."
Oh, well, you know, it's funny.
But you got him on camera.
Yeah, well, you know, it's not the first time. We've done this a lot. It was let's see here. There was that one.
Do you remember the head of the guy that's the head of the Polo Lounge? He's still there, Pepe.
Yeah, yeah, sure.
He didn't see that.
Oh.
I'm just telling you that your personality got him to talk, but he wasn't going to give you. You're asking him for tips. You're asking him who he's voting for. Which is like he couldn't. He was already warned not to. You know.
Oh, I did. Well, that's why you kind of explain why I can't. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I just thought he was doing it out of the politeness or something.
Yeah, I know reporters that are out in the hallway outside the Polo Lounge asking the waiters what they overheard the star that he was waiting on, what they overheard, and there's money in it for you. Okay.
And here I am. Here I am chortling on, right? So
yeah.
Take a look. Watch this. Watch this. Here's another one. This was 8 years ago.
I'm at the Pole Lounge. These guys are the best. I want you to come and visit them and give them your business because they do a great job here at the Pole Lounge at the Beverly Hills Hotel. They've been outstanding. And hey guys, thank you so much. Michael and Badru, thank you so much for all that you guys do. Much appreciated. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Cool.
That was nice.
Right. Yeah, so I just give him a shout out. You know, I wasn't going to get anybody in trouble. You know, I just give him a shout out, right? That's all. That's what I like to do. You know.
So Zennie, it's the 20th anniversary of the worst motion picture ever made that we saved from disaster. It's called The Room, starring and produced by Tommy Wiseau.
Hey, it just so happens to go to your Facebook page.
We're promoting the 20th anniversary because that was our project, and which turned into James Franco and Seth Rogen's project called The Disaster Artist, which was a big hit movie about the making of The Room in 2003.
There it is, right?
And it's one of the great moments of my career was in June of 2003 when we had the premiere for The Room, and it was a disaster.
Oh no!
Absolute disaster. The story is just it's when Tommy called us, he said, we want to hire you to do the premiere of my movie The Room, which I shot in San Francisco, and I'm editing now. And he goes, I want to talk to you about doing a premiere and to promote my film in Hollywood, because I don't know anybody in Hollywood. I'm from San Francisco. So we met, and he's so bizarre looking, and he looks like Vladimir the Impaler. He looks like Dracula, right? And it was hilarious with this Eastern European accent, which has now become famous by Generation Z and Gen Xers, that they all know what The Room is. So if you talk to anybody that's under 30, Tommy Wiseau is like a hero. And The Room is. So if you talk, and so I know this. As a matter of fact, film schools, that was part of our strategy to save this disastrous movie, which was so bad. And he spent $6 million of his own money on making it, which looks like it was, shot for $1,500.
Huh.
And it's lure. It's Hollywood lure. It's now history, and we're happy to be part of it. And now it's the 20th anniversary, so it was a big deal in this town. The billboards that he put up, the scary billboards of himself looking down at people, on Sunset Boulevard, and I had the entire Night of 100 Stars crowd invited to the premiere, because even though he wouldn't let me see the movie, or anyone, that should have tipped me off. So I said to myself, well, he's kind of quirky. I mean, how bad could the movie be? I said to myself. Well, when my guest started walking out in the first 10 minutes, walking out of an event with a giant party at a restaurant nearby, and just blew it off.
My Lord.
And were upset with me even inviting them. It was a tough thing. It could have been the end of my career. And we salvaged it, and thanks to James Franco and Seth Rogen, who made the movie about how bad it was. I was vindicated, because I'm portrayed in the new movie as the PR that came out on the stage to introduce, the stars and the VIPs to The Room, and a new producer, director, actor in town, and I really put my neck out on the chopping block.
Hey, so Ed,
but then after we saw the movie, we were hiding. We're actually hiding, and it's portrayed in the movie, which is
you're hiding?
Yeah, that's Tommy Wiseau you've got on the screen. That's him. That's a still shot from the film, and it's so badly made. And most people, it's been in the theaters for 20 years. It's some kind of a record now.
Wow.
As midnight shows around the world, it's outdone and outperformed Rocky Horror Picture Show. It's replaced that. And college students, high school students and all, you show up and there's audience participation. just like Rocky Horror Picture Show was. And, you know, singing and reciting the lines as they're going on, throwing thousands of spoons at the screen, plastic spoons, because in the theater, in the movie, the camera wasn't tightened and the whole camera moved forward.
Oh no.
And
it didn't fall off.
Shooting the table, and it was shooting a spoon on the table. And then the cinematographer lifted it up, tightened it while the camera was running, and that was kept in. Do you understand how bad it is? So the spoon, nobody knows what the spoon about. So the kids in the film schools, like renowned film schools like USC and UCLA, Spielberg, and now we gave them spoons. So when they came in, when that part of the movie, the spoon came up, everybody started throwing plastic spoons at the screen, thousands of them. And you had to hide, you had to put your hands over your head because they would sting you, you know. And they're literally thousands of, so each student got close to 100 spoons.
What?
A bag of spoons, yeah. And you know, we got them at a wholesale rate, and and so you would give the spoons out to the paying customers, and at that point you throw them, and until you do it, it's fabulous, it's fascinating. So this was going on for years, and I was, you know, ashamed of what happened that night. I was embarrassed. And, you know, a lot of my celebrity friends that were there that night, for years, they rubbed it in. You know, great movie, and thanks. We have to figure out how we're going to get even with you, you know, for inviting us to that premiere. So they would be kidding me for years, right? And that's why when James Franco and Seth Rogen announced on Front Page Story and Variety that they have the rights and they're going to make the movie about Tommy Wiseau and The Room, the worst movie ever made, and how and why, and recreate the story, that vindicated me, you know. So now we're and it's 20 years later,
and now you're immortalized. But it reminds me.
Yeah, they have an actor that portrays me, that comes out on the stage to introduce Tommy and my client, and you know, hope you have a good time. You know, we're having the party afterward, you know, that kind of a thing, right? And
do you know what you look like dressed up? Do you know what he looks like as you? Did you have to sign off on something and say, yeah, this is okay?
No, they didn't. No, it doesn't look like me at all. They didn't even care about that. They just put an actor in.
Wow.
Yeah, I was hired to be a consultant on the film, so I consulted with James Franco on site. You know, and yeah, the premiere was at a classic film theater on Fairfax and Beverly, which no longer exists. After this movie, that was the end. It was a curse on the place. It went out of business, and they tore it. It was so bad.
A pos on your house.
Yeah.
So basically, there's got to be a joke like, The Room was so bad, and everybody yells, how bad was it? So I'm saying to you, Ed, how bad was it?
Well, to answer that question, a writer at Variety said that watching The Room was the equivalent to having somebody stab you in the face with a fork.
Oh, that's pretty bad. Ouch.
That's in print. That's in print.
Oh. That hurts. Oh my Lord!
But you know, the story about me being involved in the you know, is also in the Hollywood Reporter, which, you know, for years I tried to hide the fact that I had anything to do with it. So we started successfully making this into this cash cow, this crazy, you know, it was like a spectacle, and then people were wearing badges with a number on it that you could replace the number. It was a badge, and it says The Room. viewing times. And it was a badge on how many times they sat through the room. It was like a badge of honor. And you had kids that watched it 32 times or 12 times or 100 times. And they would, this badge, and it still happens.
It sounds like a badge of courage rather than honor.
Yeah, so they show it in Westwood, they show it in San Francisco, they show it in New York, they show it in Miami, Chicago, they show it in London, they show it in Paris and Rome and Yugoslavia. Not Yugoslavia, what is it now? It's not even Yugoslavia anymore.
It's
Russia.
I should know, basically, since my
They've showed it in Russia, they've showed it in India, you know. And all this is all driven by Tommy Wiseau, who had no idea. When he made this movie, he actually thought it was good. He actually thought he was going to be the new Brando. He loved James Dean and Marlon Brando, and he wanted to be that kind of an actor. He was serious, right? But what made the screen... It's too bad you're not into it. You don't know. Okay, so you're either a room, you know, addict or a room fan, or you know, but you don't know. I can tell you don't know because that wasn't your age bracket. It wasn't. I can't see you having any reason to go see it, and you weren't here. You're not in LA. That's where it started. So those who were here in 2003. Are amazed.
So you're telling me
what we did to make this, to turn this crap around.
So you're telling me that there are rumors like they're trekkers?
Oh yeah, they're roomies. You know,
roomies, yeah,
roomies, yeah.
Roomies
like,
are trekkies.
Are roomies like a roomie, are like a roommate, roomies, because it's called the room. Roomies. So he, the night of the premiere. Was so bad by the time the credits happened, only the cast and crew remained in the first 3 seats. In the entire theater was empty, crickets. And the soundtrack was pretty good. And all the people, they got a gift bag. They got a book called The Making of the Room, like it was Gone with the Wind, right? It was called The Making of the Room. And they also got a CD of the soundtrack, which was already on sale at Tower Records too, because this is all Tommy's business sense. Right?
It sounds like somebody should have a T-shirt asking, "Were you there for the room?" That would be good.
He doesn't. No, he doesn't know what the word "no" means, and got the money to back it up. So he fired me like 8 times. And always hired me back shortly after. So the first time he hired me was, the first time he fired me was the night of the premiere. Because when he got up, he was there clapping, he was standing up with the, you know, if you're in a movie and you're in the cast and crew, you're automatically whooping and hollering and
yeah, sure, you have to
clapping because you have a vested interest, right?
Right, exactly.
But when Tommy got up and he turned her. He had white limos for the cast and crew. We had the Hollywood spotlights out front. You know, it was like a big Hollywood opening night. And major movie stars, you know, were there. And, you know, Martin Landau and Rod Steiger. There were some very famous people there, including Norby Walters, including Lou Ferrigno, including Mamie Van Doren, you know, our clients that are still our clients.
Yeah,
and I almost lost them from that night. It was so bad. So it was.
You recovered
in the movie, the Disaster Artist. That's that's one of the top comedies made. So it's out there forever as well. So
and it's coming back now.
The 20th anniversary. It's 2023. I can't believe it.
Yeah,
it was 2003 to.
The date? What's the date that's coming out?
What's that?
What's the date that it's coming out where I can see the 20th anniversary?
Oh no, it's always out.
Oh, it's always out. Okay.
Yeah, it's like it shows. You have to check your listings and whatever city that you're in, you'll see it now. It's called The Room. And when they come, it's every few months, but in the major cities, it's every month. Midnight show. San Francisco, midnight show. Los Angeles, midnight show. New York, midnight show. Once a month. And you have to look for it.
And I definitely,
you can get it. You can get it on demand and DVD and all that too. But it's like,
there's another person from the night parties that I had the pleasure of interviewing, thanks to you, that I would never have gotten a chance to interview because I didn't exactly fit in the area where I was an NFL team designated media person. And that person is Terrell Owens. Yeah. Another one of my more favorite interviews is here, right here. Here he is.
T.O., great to meet you in person. Tell us about the project you're working on.
I am working on my clothing line, and it's called Prototype 81. So definitely stay tuned for that. You can find a lot more information. You can go to my website, terrellowens.com, in the next couple of months or so. But you can definitely follow me on Instagram and Twitter. That's at Terrell Owens, and my Facebook page too. As well.
You're one of the early masters of Twitter, I might add. Now, I mean, really, because you have millions of followers. I have to ask you, are you able to come back to the NFL as a free agent? I mean, are you?
But there was always a possibility. I don't think that they're going to let me back in. Again, it's just how it is. It's politics. It's not like I can't play. But other than that, we can't really do anything about it.
What can we as fans of T.O. do to straighten that? I'm deadly serious about that. How can we change that?
I mean, you guys have a voice. I think there are a lot of things that are created by movement, by the masses, and so I'm sure it's.
Let's put this together. You've been a great ambassador for the sport, and that your performance is almost second to none. You're the Dallas Cowboys. Okay, you had no off-the-field problems. You've been a great entrepreneur and business person. What the heck is going on? We have to change that state of affairs, okay?
I mean, people like yourself, and if you get the right people behind you, I definitely think some things can change.
I got 90 hold a second right there. Hey, Mike Silver, this is our next project right here. All right, I went to Cal with Mike, so yeah. Right. So how would you assess Jameis Winston coming out, because there was a lot of criticism about him, but after his first year, what are your thoughts? And I ask because you caught passes from a lot of different people. You're basically an expert at judging quarterbacks. I'm curious.
Well, I think he didn't do bad. I don't think he did as great as he probably expected. Again, playing that position is hard. I know a lot of people make it look effortless, but I think with this 1 year under his belt, and as you said, as he's been able to assess and go back and look at the film and see how he could get better. Definitely, I think I've heard someone talk about him getting himself back and getting himself in better shape. So again, a number of things can contribute to the level of success of an individual. So definitely nutrition, definitely your workout routines and things of that nature can do a lot of things to really heighten your career and really take it to another level, especially with the
lastly, because I know you got the Dallas Cowboys. Should they draft a quarterback this year in your view?
Well, I think it would be smart. I think considering the number of injuries that Tony has sustained in the last 2 to 3 years. So again, I'm sure he realizes that he can't really play this game forever, especially with the toll that his body has taken the last couple of years. It's been rough on him. So again, they should, really kind of start looking toward the future. And for a receiver's sake, I know Dez Bryant, he's going to need somebody to get him the ball, or all hell is going to.
Do you text Dez once in a while?
Every now and then when he texts us back.
Oh, it's a message too. Hey, sir, thank you so much.
All right, absolutely.
And, he was actually with the son, Peter Nygaard's son. That's the guy that's in the background there.
Yeah, the interview is a bit long, Zennie.
Well, I'm glad you didn't give me the hook on that one, because I actually broke the rule by a minute.
yeah, I know. But the other thing that I wanted to talk about, I think is that my appointment in the current administration as press secretary to the U.S. representative to the United Nations, General Assembly, Sim Farrar,
Yes,
this is the
congratulations.
second time in my career that I was chosen by him to be a press secretary. The first time was during the Clinton administration, and the second time now with Biden. And it's at a time when United Nations, which has been a sore spot for a lot of people, whether it's necessary, whether it's a waste of money, whether it should be kicked out, all the things that the Trump administration is talking about. But, you know, it was Woodrow Wilson's dream, you know, the League of Nations, to have all the countries come together to fix a problem. Everybody jumps in, fixes a problem. And it didn't turn out that way because of politics and because of greed and because of costs and expenses and poor planning. And it's just an experiment still. But the United States is hanging in there. There's a lot of feedback coming in from the United Nations. It's still a powerful place. 170 nations in the world now.
Wow.
And
wow.
Each one of them has a cocktail party in New York. So I wish I could have gone to all of them. I'd have been through a few, but mostly, you know, I'm back and forth from New York because I have a residence in New York, and I have a residence here in LA, which is my base. And so does Sim Farrar. He's back and forth from Washington, New York, Los Angeles. And he's quite a guy. And he has a lot to discuss now because of the Ukraine. The first time since I've been involved where half the world is being affected, the whole world's being affected by
my Lord,
the war in the Ukraine. It's disastrous, and I hope we get away with it. I don't think we are. It's draining. It's billions of dollars, even without our forces committed. And it's, I don't know. I don't even want to go there, but I'm having fun with that, working with that. That was something exciting that happened last year.
It sounds like a fun engagement. It really,
yeah. So we came out with our movie star Mamie Van Doren's new book. And it's a coffee table book called China and Me, and it's a true story about her 50-year relationship with another guy beside her husband, and it's a bird. It's a tropical bird. It's a white feathered, with the white feathers on the top of the head. It's a remember the movie, the TV show Beretta with Robert?
Oh yeah, Robert.
Remember the bird he had?
Sure do. Yeah,
that's the same one. Well, the same breed that Mamie has, and it's a fabulous book about it with beautiful paintings of. She had an illustrator do it. She didn't do photographs. She had an illustrator do it, and it's a story. It's a tearjerker, actually, of this relationship. These birds live for 100 years. These birds have more stamina than humans.
And certainly more than I do.
And she's on her 50th year with this bird.
So,
goodness. Yeah, maybe she's still hanging in there. She's, you know, she's the last one left of the bombshells from the 50s, the 3 M's, Marilyn, Mamie, and Mansfield. They call them the 3 M's, and she is they hung in there. So she's writing her second autobiography. The first one was Too Tame, T-A-M-E, Too Tame.
Too Tame.
And now, you know, the reading public, they want more sex and scandal. And Mamie's giving it to them. Yeah. So, yeah. She likes to talk about the men in her life and what they did, you know, what they were like. And it's going to be a hot one. And she's fine. Yeah, she's healthy in her 90s, and she is living in the beach and running with her white German shepherds and her white birds, and she's living the life. Discovered by Howard Hughes at age 17 at the Miss Palm Springs pageant, and had affairs and co-starring roles with Tony Curtis, Clark Gable, John Cochran. I mean, just fascinating to deal with her and to see her. And she's on Facebook. She posts incredible photos from her entire life, including now even. And she looks sexy even now. And so, yeah, if you go to Mamie Van Doren, M-A-M-I-E, Van Doren, you'll see that. And she's almost done with that biography.
I've got technical difficulty. I was actually trying to type as you were talking and bring them up. Okay. So what I need to do though is I'm going to you don't go anywhere, Ed. Stay there. I'm going to restart this. It's only going to take 60 seconds at best.
Okay.
And what's going on is that the random access memory somehow has been taken up. So because I have all these pages open, so I've got to. It's a new computer, so I've got to clear this out. So, but you don't have to move a muscle. Nothing will change. Everybody, stick around. If you're still watching it, please do not go anywhere. This is only going to take a second. Ed, I'll be right back right now. There he is. He's back. See, I told you it won't take long at all. Now, let's see if, yep, it does work now. I can share screen, and we're back to working. You might remember this lady from the night party, Rachel Brooks Smith. I loved meeting her. Boom. Remember her, Ed?
Yes.
Yeah, Rachel Brooks Smith. Let's meet Rachel. Only 2 minutes.
Rachel B. Smith, tell us about the movie Nice Guys.
Nice Guys was such a great film to work on. I'm so grateful to get to work with Russell Crowe and Ryan Gosling, and also Shane Black, who directed it, who I have a lot of respect for. And it was an incredible experience. I'm just so excited for everyone to see it.
How did you come to be involved in it?
I auditioned for the role.
And you were the best. That was it. Now, tell us about your company. Could you see
Unbreakable Productions. Yes, and we provide inspirational content. And I just believe so much in the power of a dream. And because I saw a film when I was a little girl during a really hard time in my life that changed my life. And I sat in the theater. The film was called Center Stage, and it was the first dance film I had ever seen. It was right after I broke my hand, I had surgery, and I was a very competitive gymnast, and so after that I had to quit gymnastics. And
where'd you go to school when you were doing gymnastics?
I was in Phoenix, Arizona, and I went to PGA, Phoenix Gymnastics Academy, and after that, after I saw that film, I just got right into acting and dancing and singing classes, and I just worked my ass off to be the very best I possibly could. And I even got some awards from my studio that was the Rat Award, because I would never wanted to leave. I just wanted to be working at it all the time. And long story short, I got to play the lead in the sequel to Center Stage, literally getting to live my childhood dream of being that girl in the film that inspired me so much, and that was Center Stage, Turn It Up.
If you could wave your magic wand, or I'll wave it, what kind of movie would you want the funding to make?
What kind of movie would I like
the funding to make? Unlimited budget.
Unlimited budget. I just want to tell stories that inspire and that change people's lives. I believe so much in the power of film and the power of storytelling. It changed my life, and it changed my life on a regular basis. Whenever you're having a bad day, you go watch a film that tells some inspiring story, and it just changes you. And I just believe so much in that power that we all have to create the lives that we want to live, and how to really inspire that change is by watching films and the power of stories.
Now, everyone's going to ask me to ask you, what are you wearing?
I'm wearing BCBG.
I got to show you.
Yes.
Fantastic. Thank you so much.
Ed, that was a lot of fun. You've actually given a light to a lot of people, Ed. You know, Like there's Rachel. There's oh my lord. There's
part of what having a good party is. All right, the Norby Walters is an example of this, or Swifty Lazar, or even gay Elton John. Beautiful women make a party.
Yeah.
Beautiful women are a draw to wealthy, happening, successful men and women who like women who like men and women. We had them all, and they're because that's the elite in Hollywood. We had them all. Now, you had interviews with more famous people than that, but you were showcasing this girl, and that's just her figure was unbelievable. But just think, we had like 100 of them there at the park.
Yes.
So 100 that were, if you want to say perfect 8, perfect 9, perfect 7, it's some women don't like that, but men do, give grades, and they love it. And we had them there. It was like a candy store, and then it just made it more of a party. The stars, especially the men, would stay just because the girls were there. So that was, and these are hardworking girls. Some of them, are in and out of stardom, and some of them are just new girls in town, and they're hot. Some of them are playmates and models, and they're just. That was a fun part for 27 years.
Yeah. Speaking
of that's how I met some. I got fixed up with Anna Nicole Smith at our party.
Oh, is that right?
Norby Walters fixed me up with her, and I dated her for a while, and which is not, not a secret. It's out there, but she was dumb like a fox. Not dumb like a fox. And she went from beautiful to, being as she gained weight on and off because she was abusing drugs. So it was taking a toll on her. So a lot of people know the story of Anna Nicole Smith. And I got the sweet, caring, hot, good looking, early Anna Nicole Smith.
Hey, speaking of powerful women,
we've been to our party 6 times.
Yeah, and here's a friend of yours. Actually, 2 friends. There's Gloria Allred and Beverly Johnson, and there's the lovely Miss Johnson talking at the night party. Actually introduced by Gloria. So let's have a look.
Gloria, actually this lady needs no introduction because she's one of the world's most beautiful women. And I'm honored
one
to
of
meet
the
you.
world's most brilliant women as well.
Absolutely. Talk to my viewers, first of all, about Bill Cosby and
I'll let Beverly go first.
Yeah.
Well, I'm here with Gloria. She's a friend of mine, and what she's doing for women around the world is so important. I came and told my story, and from that story, there have been so many women coming to me, telling me their story about what happened to them. And so I'm turning them over to Gloria because I know they're in good hands, and this is a woman that does not tolerate violence against women.
Can you tell my viewers what happened?
Excuse me?
Can you tell my viewers what happened?
Read VanityFair.com and the story is there.
And you know what? I've learned that Beverly's story in Vanity Fair was the second most read story ever in Vanity Fair. So it made a big impact.
What are the next steps?
The next steps of Bill Cosby. Many of his performances are being canceled, and some are still selling tickets. I've been involved in protests, for example, in Denver, where I led a protest of women outside of his performance, and I may be seen in other states outside of other shows that are not canceled where he's performing. But the point is, he has decided to battle it out in the court of public opinion, so there are going to be many more women who have not yet come out who will also come out and speak their truth, as Beverly has done.
How has your life changed since this revelation hit the media?
It's totally changed. This has been a defining moment in my life. One that I didn't expect, but one that I needed had to be done, and I had to tell my truth.
Tell you something too.
And I stand in my truth.
You said something about not wanting God because he's black. Not all brothers are like that, so it's okay, all right?
Excuse me?
I said, you mentioned on one television that you had felt bad about, well, because he's African American, you know, but not all brothers are like that, so it's like...
Absolutely.
Right, so yeah. I can say that for you. It's like,
They
I had to get that one in, Ed.
Was a nice person and a smart guy, but he ate people. So it's the character of a person that's important, not the color of their skin.
Also,
what they do.
And that's true. And also, many of the alleged victims are African American women. So they're not going to be deterred from speaking out because he happens to be African American.
Thank you for saying that. Much appreciated. Much appreciated. Well, it's great to see you.
Just on CNN, two of them.
Yeah,
on Thursday night.
Great to see you, Ms. Johnson. Oh, here, wait a second. Here, I'm Zennie Abraham, Zennie62Media.
I really love how you do
Thank you, thank you. It's the 21st century.
I have no place to put this.
Oh,
but I have a photographic memory.
Okay, you got it. Thank you so much. Here we are. Oh, I know Bruce.
Yes. He's got his third season of his.
Ed, that could not have happened without you. It was all your fault. It was all your fault.
Oh yeah, Gloria Allred is beside a personal friend. We both were on the same teams on going after clergy sex abusers in the Catholic Church. All the many boys and girls that were raped by Catholic priests and nuns, and she handled many clients, and I handled them. We also on the same team going after Bill Cosby, who was a serial rapist and a necrophiliac, meaning that he can only have sex with drugged up, inanimate women. Also dead women, but he doesn't. We don't think he ever did that. But a necrophiliac is someone that has sex with inanimate things, in other words, that are unconscious. So I have two clients, one that was raped repeatedly by Bill Cosby, Louisa Moritz, and a attempted rape, the wife of famed actor Lou Ferrigno, Carla Ferrigno. And they both did a lot of press and a lot of interviews on it. And Louisa was admonished by Bill Cosby's attorneys, and they said, like a lot of the victims of Bill Cosby, their attorneys, well, she's lying, she's just going for the money, which are lies and defamations there. And so Louisa was successful in turning that around, and sued Bill Cosby for defamation. All these women that came forward to Bill Cosby, there was never money involved because the statute of limitations had already gone. So they came out to support each other. They came out to support. So it wasn't about the money. So that was very fulfilling, you know, working with Gloria on things. Gloria is not a man hater. A lot of people think she is.
No.
Because of most of hers. But she has gone after women in her cases. And, you know, unfortunately, Bill Cosby is out there. Over a technicality, he's out there. He beat the system once again. And he's raped so many women. And it really upsets me that he's out there after what he's done. So, on with that one, since you brought up the great Gloria Allred, who refers clients to us, and I'm very happy about that.
Yeah, she's a great lady. And
yeah, so like I said, we do a lot of legal PR, and you know, deal with either the plaintiffs, the defendants, and or their attorneys. So we have them on client rosters. And I was trained by the great Melvin Belli, you know, the father of the American Trial Lawyers Association. You know, pioneer to strippers. He protected the strippers in San Francisco legally.
Yep.
And he also filed the first lawsuit against Big Tobacco.
Yeah, he sure did.
Was laughed out of the courtroom back in the 60s when he did it. But then he got even, and he was involved with Clinton administration as well as his own, and was very successful and giant awards. That's why the American tobacco is in the red in the United States.
Yep, that's right.
So all of the fines and the limitations, but they still keep at it. You know, that's what the vaping is all about. Vaping. The kids are, you know, they went after the kids that way. So
hey, here's
I enjoy being in high-profile cases against American Airlines, against McDonald's, against Ford Motor Company, against some very big, giant brands, deep pocket brands, and stuff that they did and didn't settle, didn't take care of it, and tried to hide it and tried to be deceitful, and they got screwed in the end by great lawyers. So, oh, there's a picture of Debbie Reynolds and I, who was
beautiful picture, Ed.
Yeah, she's, God bless her, she's gone, but you know, her family is still here, and but she was just terrific with me. I negotiated her contract to be the gossip columnist for the Globe. The Globe, you know, the daily tabloid, the Globe, and she had her own column in there, which was like a Dear Abby column, like advice column, advice. And, you know, being a divorced mother, being a mother, and successful, she's been through it all, and she was great for it. You know, she did it for right up until she wasn't feeling that well. So she did it for over 5 years. She took over from Ivana Trump, who was doing it for 13 years. And so they first came to me, the tabloid, they wanted Shirley Jones to be the columnist. They asked. You know, and it's a paid thing. It's not bad. It's close, you know, it's close to $100,000 a year, and to do this, just little answer 5 questions a week. That's it. And so she was seen by millions every week. So that's how we became closer. And yeah, that's one of my favorite pictures of her and I.
It's something else. And then we got another one. That's from I call it from Ed's Vault, is basically where that's from, folks. That's
you have the Anna Nicole Smith picture? I was talking about her. You didn't put it up.
Yeah, let me. That was. Ooh, that's
Tina. That's Tina Louise right there.
In this one, holy, holy.
Yeah.
Oh, were you guys dating?
Yeah, that was back in the 80s. She's been my friend forever, but you know, I was her publicist, but we were also an item. And yeah, so I took her everywhere.
A publicist dates his item.
Well, yeah, it was something I usually don't do is break the cardinal rule of don't date the clients, or else you'll be in you'll lose. So yeah, but Tina,
it doesn't look like you're lost at all.
Yeah, so this was like 1988, I think, here. 1988, 87. So, you know, Tina's about 25 to 26 years older than I am, but, you know, she was so beautiful, it didn't matter.
No.
Yeah.
Wow.
Ginger. There's Ginger.
Ginger. He's got Ginger. And then we've got, let's see, you have, this is, my goodness. I believe, if I zoom in here.
Well, that's Tippi Hedren, the actress from The Birds. And,
Birds, Tippi Hedren.
Yeah. So, yeah, we were dating back in the late 90s. And, you know, she's all about the big cats. She has a reserve called Shambhala in Southern California, north of Los Angeles, where she has lions and tigers and giraffes and cougars and like she is a cougar. Anyway, if you notice the vest that I'm wearing, I wore it in her honor. It's animal print. And there's a story there. It'll be in my book someday if I ever write one. Is my first date with Tippi Hedren. I thought
time is flying.
Yeah, I thought I was going to be eaten alive by the cat because I went all the way out there to pick her up, and I was wearing that.
My God.
We were going to Milton Berle's birthday party.
Let's just randomly page through.
Yeah, there she is. That's Tippi there too. Yeah.
Wow, beautiful lady. Wow.
Yeah.
Man, oh man.
And her daughter is one of the very well-known actress, Melanie Griffith. That's her daughter.
Yeah. My God, I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
Man. I don't know about that one. Oh, hey, I've interviewed her.
That's the great Shirley Jones. Absolutely. And she, that is the opening of her chocolate store in Beverly Hills called Edelweiss. It's still there. She doesn't own it now, but when she was younger, her husband, Marty Angles.
Oh, I miss Marty. I interviewed him too.
For a Valentine's Day present, he bought her the most famous chocolate store in Hollywood, Edelweiss. And it's the same chocolate store that was big in the 50s, and the famous scene in I Love Lucy with the conveyor belt with the chocolate. It's one of the most classic television iconic scenes in TV history, is when the chocolate machine goes crazy and they had to stuff the chocolate somewhere, so they decided to eat the chocolate because the conveyor belt was going crazy. I
don't think you've actually seen what I'm about to show you, but I know I would be surprised if you didn't get a kick out of what you're about to see, along the lines of our subject of a few seconds ago. But I really enjoyed this couple whenever they came about at the night party. I really did. It's Marty Angles. And here he is in action, folks. The couple in action right there.
I received some bad news. Shirley Jones' husband, Marty Angles, died. And I've covered the Night of 100 Stars Oscars party from 2016, the last 7 years. And I looked forward to meeting and talking to and interviewing with and just laughing with Ms. Jones and Mr. Ingalls.
Let me fast forward because that's mostly me talking from a lot of that part's that's sad news. But here's the start of that where we were talking here. Okay.
Last time I saw you, you all brought the Oscar from 1960. I still have that YouTube video. How have you been?
You know, like you remind elephants. That was a long time ago.
Yeah.
Shirley is still busting my ass for taking that Oscar. She said that was the tackiest thing.
I thought it was great.
Well, she didn't like this. I'm in a wheelchair. Someone's got to be funny. She'll be by in a minute.
What's all this about? How did that?
Oh, I'm in a wheelchair.
Yes. FDR. Okay. Hey, remember? Yeah, I remember. Yeah. I love it.
Anyway,
who's going to win Best Picture?
Well, I think it's between Humphrey Bogart and Dan Daly. But, you mean tonight? I don't. Tell you the truth, I don't. Shirley knows everything. She tells me what to vote and everything. But you see how beautiful she looks.
She looks fantastic.
And no surgery. And she's 109 years old. Look how great she is. Yes. Really? Ask her how her marriage is doing.
Okay. Would you pull her over here?
I'll pull her over here. Shut up. Mush.
I don't want to give you a trouble.
Mush.
I do, my man. It was going to get me in trouble, but I wanted to ask you, how do you get him to bring this sign along?
I tried not to get him to bring the sign, but he won't come unless he brings the sign. What can I do? There's always a sign.
Best picture for you.
This year? Silver Linings Playground for me. I love it. I really love it.
Best actor, you think Daniel Day-Lewis or
Daniel Day-Lewis and Jennifer Lawrence.
What about Best Supporting Actress? Is that Anne Hathaway or?
Yeah, I think it is Anne Hathaway. That would be right.
It's great to see you. Look fantastic, by the way.
Thank you.
We're keeping that man in line.
I'm trying.
You told me to ask him. I'm not going to ask.
Easy.
Marty, I didn't ask. I'm sorry. So what's up?
That was, oh boy, that was Ed. Like I said, that could not have happened without you.
Well, the reason that he was with the sign, the Jewish FDR, and doing because the one of the nominated movies that year was with Bill Murray, who played FDR.
Right. That's right.
It was a comedy, tragic comedy, and
my head. Oh.
Yeah, and he was nominated. Bill Murray, he was nominated. The movie was nominated, so that's why he was.
They were fun people, man.
Marty's always topical. He does stuff that's in the news, and sure, they have an act. They're like I used to call them the Lucy and Desi of the latest generation of Lucy and Desi. They really are. Yeah.
I've got. See, Richard Dreyfuss, that's 9 minutes. That's like he went on. He had his glasses of wine, and he was like, "Oh my God!" I know it was great though. No, I love the man twice. A lot of fun times, Ed. What are your greatest memories from all this? So let me find your Anna Nicole part here because I thought I had that one. Let me while you're talking, I'll pull that up. I'll go.
It's a photo. It's a photo. It's not a video.
Yeah, but I'm trying to find. Yeah, let's see here. Ed Lozzi and Nicole Smith. Let's try that. And by Jove, let's see here. Hold on a second. Pages. Let's go down here. Come on. What's going on with this thing? There it is. Well, husband searches. Oh, I could try Edward.
You should just type in Anna Nicole Smith and Edward Lozzi and then hit images.
This is I got one here. Images. I found it. Boom. Okay, Ed, we be clubbing, as they say. Here it is. Wow, what a beautiful lady. Hold on a second. Right there, and bazinga! There you go.
Yeah, there she is.
Wow.
See, that's before she got heavy, and that's before she was abusing drugs.
Oh my Lord! Oh, what a loss. How old would she be today if she were alive?
I guess in her late 40s, early 50s.
Yeah, still young.
Yeah,
still young. Wow.
Yeah, she was a beauty. And matter of fact, what's happening right now is that Netflix just came out with a brand new movie, and it's about her. It's a documentary all about her.
It's on Are you in it?
No. I don't think so. But it's about her. I don't want to watch it because I'm too familiar with, I'm into, I just been there, done that, but I hope it does well because it's her. It's all about her.
Yeah, it's a story needs to be told. That's
yeah. It's on Netflix.
Yeah, I remember seeing the promo for it. We have Netflix downstairs here.
Yeah.
Wow. And then good looking, man. You got the right haircut. You got the square jaw. You're a man about town wearing all black. You look like you should have owned the Raiders instead of Al Davis.
I had dinner with Al Davis and Don Sterling one night.
Oh, what was that?
Talk about two major big shots in sports ownership. Don Sterling, who owned the Clippers at the time, and Al Davis, who was in Oakland at the time.
Yeah, Mr. Davis. Yep.
And this was about 15, 20 years ago, and I remember in Beverly Hills having dinner with Don Sterling and Shirley, his wife, and Al Davis and a female. I forget if it was his wife or a girlfriend.
How did that come about?
Well, I've been friends with Don a long time. Don wanted me to become a sports agent, and I didn't know what the hell he was talking about. One night he called me up and said, "Ed, I really need to talk to you. All right, can we have a meeting?" And I'm saying, "Yeah, sure, definitely." He goes, "Can you meet me in the office penthouse, in the Bank of America building?" And I said, "Sure." I said, "That's where I am, And he goes, "Yeah, I have a this is when he was fixing up his office building in Beverly Hills. So I came over, and it was just me, and he had 6 TVs on, showing different games, behind him, all these monitors. This was before the flat screens, so they were big, consoles, And so this was in the 90s. And so I said, what does he want to talk about? I hope he wants to hire me for something, right? I hope he wants for me to hire and do a PR campaign for the Clippers, because they were in the basement then. Clippers couldn't play themselves out of a paper bag for years. So, I'm going, okay. So he says, "Ed," because I'm going to tell you something. It's going to be a big favor to you. He goes, you need to be a sports agent. You're perfect for it. You played football in college for Tennessee. You know sports. You look like you're an athlete. You're smart. You went to NYU. You went to Harvard Business School. You need to be a sports agent, and I would like to help you out there." And it just went right. That was the last thing I was thinking about, because for me to get to the point where I am in Los Angeles and in the entertainment / Hollywood I was already going full bore, and so I didn't want to reverse that and go into something that I was totally not connected with.
Mm-hmm.
and didn't know anything about it. And I didn't want to be that. He said, "I'll help you with all of that."
Wow.
And I said,
wow.
"Wait a minute." I said, "Isn't there a thing called conflict of interest?" You know, I'll help you with all of that. You know, you own a sports team, right? And you go out with Al Davis, right? He goes, "Speaking of that," he goes, "What are you doing tomorrow night?" And I said, "What do you got?" And he goes, "We're having dinner, and you're invited." So for some reason, he was on me to be a sports agent. I had that door open. I had that opportunity, and he more or less told me that, but he didn't. I'm taking it for granted that he was going to throw Clippers client my way as Clipper players.
Yeah.
And Al Davis met me, and the idea was for me to meet Al Davis. So maybe they wanted an agent that they could set up, or
control.
I don't know.
I
don't know if that's the word. You know,
that's not the right word, but you know, or have a right relationship with they could trust.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still friends with Don Sterling, and if he's watching this, he knows. But it's like I thought I was honored, you know, that he asked me to come in and to change my whole career around him.
Yeah. What year was that? Because I'm trying to think of the year who you probably would have had.
That was about 20 years ago, or even more. You know, it was in the 90s, more than 20 years ago.
Okay, so you're talking.
It was before OJ, you know, murdered his wife. So
I'm trying to think of who the Raiders quarterbacks. Well, Jeff Hostetler. That was when they were in LA. That was when they were down in there. So that was Jeff Hostetler.
It was before 95.
Right. So you're looking at Jeff Hostetler as quarterback, Marcus Allen is running back for the Raiders. You're looking at because that was just before the Raiders came back to Oakland, which they did do in '96. So you're looking at a good stable. Howie Long was a rookie out of Villanova, excuse me. You had some great Raider greats along with them who were playing up until their later years. I think Lester Hayes was entering his last years there. You possibly could have wound up representing one of those stars.
No, but there were no Rams. The Rams were gone.
No, there was the Raiders. Yeah, right. Just the Raiders.
Yeah.
The Rams were in.
So we were football poor. At one time, we had no football at all.
Like Oakland now.
Now it's like we're all sharing the same stadium. You know.
Hey. How about that?
Yeah. So I thought that was an interesting thing, and you know, that whole debacle with the sale of and the downfall of Don. It wasn't really a downfall, but in a way it was, because of the whole racism thing. And
did he learn something from that, you think?
I mean, how could he not have? You know, So it's like, what's the lesson to learn is, if you're going to have concubines or, you know, girlfriends outside of your marriage, make sure they don't have a tape recorder. Well, Don, I'm sorry, but I had to make that joke. Yeah. I love you.
Butt-up-ups.
So the as we talked about, the business
or video in this case, in modern times, the video blogger, right? Like,
so just to get back, the business has come to a screeching halt. It's going to affect me. It's going to affect other publicists. It's going to affect everybody because of the writers' strike. It's already happened. I had a client tell me that until the strike is over, we're putting the PR campaign on hold, which means payments stop. So everybody's going to be affected by this all the way down the line.
For how long? For how long?
I don't know. I don't know. The longest they ever had was, I think, 6 months.
Ouch.
And a lot of people were broken over it, which will happen this time.
And this is right after the meat of the pandemic, which I consider is still with us. I consider the pandemic is still with us myself.
Yesterday, I had to be in Burbank. I had to go to ABC Studios in Burbank, and I had to drive by Walt Disney Productions and to see the entire complex surrounded by people holding placards and pitchforks and torches, you know,
wow.
that were writers striking. And I remember when I first got here in 1980 was the Screen Actors Guild strike. So I remember I was dating a beautiful blonde actress, and whose girlfriend was Vanna White. That's how I met Vanna and was representing her for a while. And nobody knew who Vanna was. It was, this was before anything. They knew who my girlfriend was more. But we were walking on the MGM strike line all the way around the complex. Thousands of actors, literally thousands of actors completely surrounding the complex with placards and all. There was no way, with the horns beeping for the support. It was quite something. And we were, it was like, wow, I'm walking with all these stars. There's Natalie Wood standing next to me. Robert Wagner, who's married to her, right? And then Eric Estrada, who's like starring on Chips at the time, right? He's there. And it was like no big deal to all of them, but I'm like, I was, until you work in it for a while, I was starstruck. I was like, wow. You see, and then what's his name from Magnum PI, and they're all there striking, and that's what they're doing now. The actors are showing up in support of the writers. So, if anything out of this interview, the public should know that it's really bad when strikes happen, and it's unrecoverable losses of millions of dollars. It's just never going to see that again.
You said something that I want to pick up on. You were talking about, as we close, actually, because we're almost 2 hours, which is great. But you got bed to go to, I think, or something. But the whole, but there's this little matter of, you mentioned being starstruck, and I never thought, Ed, that I would experience that. I thought, nah, I don't know why. I just thought, I guess because when I see someone I thought I was a star, I was never tongue-tied. But so I thought, okay, I've got it all together, and that's not going to happen to me, right? And yada yada yada, and I'm cool, and I can do this, and all this jazz. And then actually my first night of 100 stars, this actually happened, and it's funny. I had no idea at all. I mean, zero idea that I was going to react in the way that I did. And I thought, why? And then I put it together. I pulled it together.
Who is it?
I pulled it together very rapidly, enough to get this I consider personally iconic interview with this man. And you would say, well, who is that guy, right? And that guy is it's not appearing in my. Now that I want this to appear, it's not appearing. So I'm gonna do this. I'm I'm going to take
that. You want to time it right. You didn't forget. You just wanted to time it right.
Okay. Exactly. I was trying to time it right. You're right. I was buying time, Ed. I was buying time. And so
you can't get away with it. You've been doing that all night. You've been buying time. This is like an hour of time you've been buying.
This guy, Stephen Collins.
Oh gosh, yeah, right. Oh my God, the poor guy. Instant career.
This was before all that. Listen.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Stephen Collins, my hero, Willard Decker, on the first Robert Wise directed Star Trek. What do you think of the latest Star Trek?
I loved it, and this is weird, but I'm not really a Star Trek aficionado, and so I haven't seen a lot of the movies, but the new one I think is it's a terrific movie in every way. I mean, it's just a good movie on its own right. You don't have to have ever seen Star Trek to love. I think Chris Pine is a huge find, and everything about it. J.J. Abrams just did an incredible job.
Best picture, who do you think is going to win right now?
I'm a voter, so I'm not supposed to say.
Oh, what do you think about the whole email writing controversy with Rick Does that make a difference to you?
It didn't make a difference to me, but it probably, I think a lot of Oscar voters, I know a lot of Oscar voters fill out their ballot at the last minute. I was sending mine by messenger this year on Monday, and they're due at the end of Tuesday. I've often sent it in on Tuesday. And the messenger service said, when I told them Price Waterhouse, he said, oh, you and everybody else today. So a lot of people vote late, and in that case, it could have affected people. I don't think it will have a huge effect, but maybe some of the old timers were really put off by that, or I don't know. Maybe it's hard to know. I wouldn't think it would have a huge effect, but we'll see.
What project are you involved in right now?
I am I've written 2 novels, and I'm working on my 3rd. If I finish it, it'll be my 3rd. You never know to finish.
Yeah, I never thought I was tongue-tied because I'm a huge Star Trek fan. So I'm thinking, Willard Deckard, and that's it. So he came around the corner, and I pointed at him. This is off camera. I said, Willard Deckard. No, that was.
Oh yeah.
That was when I got tongue tied.
Yeah, that's when and he goes, oh, crazed fan.
Yeah, because he doesn't, and Ed, I thought that video wasn't going to go anywhere in terms of views, and then all of a sudden, I think now it has, I don't know, 15, 20,000. But
well, we have something in common with Steve Collins because my girlfriend, was the star with him, and they, the part of the crew on the bridge of the Star Trek Enterprise.
Princess Kambata. Yes.
Who was Princess Aliyah.
Yes.
Not princess, but she was Aliyah. She was half human and half robot.
Yeah, well, yeah, she was half Elton, actually. She was half,
yeah, right. She's Vulcan with the ear.
Yeah.
So
when V'ger took her over,
yeah, and then also with Steve, that's how I knew Steve Collins, going to Star Trek events with Gene Roddenberry, and I mean, she was invited to all of them. This was the first movie, right? It was even it came out in 1980.
That's right. The year I graduated from Skyline High. Yep. Yeah. That was the year. Yep.
And that was the only Star Trek that she did. And that made her into a working actress in other, she starred with Stallone, she started in English, British, and then went back to India and died there. And with foul play, by the way, because of she was backing Indira Gandhi for president of India, and the Sikhs threatened her, and they killed her. But the official cause of death is massive heart attack. No death certificate, no body. cremated the body. I sent a private investigator there to try to get to the bottom of it, and that's what they found. Nothing. So they said it was a massive heart attack.
Oh my God.
Gained weight. She was only 40. You know, but you know, the other connection with Steve Collins is Barbara Rush.
Ah, yeah.
So in Seventh Heaven, the hit TV series Seventh Heaven, that he plays the father, he plays the, I think he plays a clergyman, but his mother is played by Barbara Rush, my former ex-girlfriend, the older woman in my life.
Wow.
Barbara Rush.
Oh, hey, here's another favorite actress I want to get in before we go. This is Loretta Devine. Remember her? Also at the Night of 100 Stars. Here we are, 45 seconds.
What's the project you're working on now? We know about Grey's Anatomy and another one actually is yours, but what's
the Carmichael Show. It's on NBC. It comes on November 13th at 9 o'clock. Oh, March 13th. March 13th, 9 o'clock. Sunday.
Network?
NBC.
NBC. Well, you know what time?
9
o'clock.
Yes.
I gotta ask you, an actor, well, I'm gonna say it straight out because it's on video. I asked Peter Mark, who's a voting member of the Academy, what he thought about the diversity issue, and he said, I'd rather not say on camera. What do you think about the diversity issue?
I'd rather not say on camera.
High five on that one. Okay, thank you.
There, you know, right behind her, Lou Ferrigno was showing up.
Now speaking of which, and as you mentioned, Mr. Ferrigno.
By the way, I love her act. She's fantastic. And the TV series she was talking about was nominated for an Emmy Award. And starring with her was Shadow Stevens and Beverly Stevens' daughter, Amber Stevens, who's a big TV star hit. You know who she is.
Yeah, sure do.
She's gorgeous and beautiful, and also has attended the Night of the 100 Stars. She's got another TV series that she just got, Amber Stevens. Guess what it is? What? They're bringing back the TV series after 15 years out with Kelsey Grammer.
Frasier?
Frasier.
Oh.
Frasier is, the pilot's done, and she put it up.
Huh.
Beverly's a friend of mine way back. We go way back before she got married.
Here's a friend of yours and a client right now. That's Lou. Lou Ferrigno, folks.
Absolutely. Lou Ferrigno.
Here he is.
Lou, first of all, congratulations on Instant Death. It's perfect for you. Tell my viewers about the story from your perspective, because I saw the trailer 5 times, and it's a brutal movie. I gotta be honest.
Well, it's a heartfelt movie. It's kind of like Death Wish. There's a good guy, the character played John Bradley from the Special Forces. He rekindled his relationship with his daughter. This vicious drug gang, they killed my granddaughter. So I seek revenge. Great acting, great British actors, and a great director named Ara Papaya, and he's like a 9th-degree black belt as well. So the fight scene is fabulous. It's stuff you've never seen me do before.
How was the blonde actress? Is she your granddaughter in it? Because I was trying to understand. She goes through.
My granddaughter and my daughter.
Yeah. She goes through a really horrific scene.
Exactly.
You know, that really got me.
Well, it shows you what happened when you're in the special force and how, where I'm rekindling, rejected back to society, and what happens though when they harm my family and I become a different person. But the fight scene is incredible. The combination of Miguel and Salai and everybody, and you'll be very proud of it. 25 fight scenes, very emotional too.
How did the movie come about for you?
Well, he approached me, the director, Ara Papaya, great director, and he had an idea, and he approached me. I read the script. I love it because I want to do it because you've never seen what I've done before as an actor, and you'll be very surprised.
It's perfect for you, man. I'm telling you, I'm being blunt. I told Ed when I saw it, I will pump the crap out of it. I already made one video about it. I love it. I'm proud of you, man.
Well, congratulations.
Good to see you.
Good guy.
Yeah. Yeah. So Zennie, I want to close out. I know you got to rush, but I wanted to mention that our organization that I belong to, called staunchmoderates.org, produced 2 albums with Casanova Ace, who is a lot of people's favorite rap actor, rap star. And we were put in the category nominated for an Emmy Award over it. And I'm very excited about it. And it's called Mission Peace. Mission Peace is the name of the album. And I also got the first movie star to do rock and roll in a motion picture is none other than Mamie Van Doren. She did this in the early 1950s. No other star wanted to have anything to do with rock and roll because throughout the nation, the Catholic Church attacked it as being music from Satan. And the evangelists in the South attacked it for being music from Satan, rock and roll. And so she's on one of the songs called Journey. But Casanova, he has some health problems right now, and he's either going to win big or he's going to go. He's going to die. So Casanova, you know, he's on this fusion albums, fusion rock and roll, rap, R&B, and jazz, America's music. That was the goal of our client, Gregory Simmons, who I've mentioned him to you before. We're non-extremists. We're a political movement. We're not a political party. That's what staunchmoderates.org is. Anybody can join. You can be a Republican, a Democrat, Green Party, Independent Party. But we've coming out, like in the 60s, we got our point across with music. And so we've got top people, Tears for Fears, the Doobie Brothers, are on this album. Okay, and it's a fusion album, you know, with Casanova. You know, can you put rap in with all this kind of music? Yeah, you know, that's what's interesting about it. So we're praying for Casanova to get better, which he is. It affected his vocal cords, so that's why he's getting better, and he's already done some tracks on the new album.
Oh, good.
Yeah, and there's a documentary about staunchmoderates.org, which is out now in, we've already put it in 22 film festivals around the world. So we're hoping, you know, that we can get it into more. And it's going to go run for the award circuit next year, including Oscar nomination. He wants to go all the way for Best Documentary.
Hey, before we close, any thoughts about the passing of Jim Brown as University of Mars, 1976?
I have nothing good to say about him or whatever, so we'll just skip that.
Okay. This has been a lot of fun, and we got to do this again because there are people that I've interviewed that didn't make it here, or we've known that, oh boy, we have a treasure trove here. But I can't thank you enough for the experience of being able to capture part of an era that, according to you now, is over, you know, cheerfully. That would make a great documentary, or we got to do something like, you know, maybe make up a treatment for TNT or something like that, you know, about the Night of 100 Stars Oscar party. It deserves to be told, don't you think?
Well, a lot of things happened around that, and in that party, like iconic icons showed up, but things that happened there, like, you know, walking into my table and seeing Gary Coleman sitting on Anna Nicole Smith's lap like a baby. Right?
You have a picture of that?
No.
Oh,
it's in my mind forever. Yeah, there's no cameras allowed inside the party. You know,
oh my God!
All this crazy stuff was going on. It was like he was a ventriloquist act, right? Like he was.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Oh.
And then you know, having the entire cast of Oklahoma, the motion picture, in the same room, Shirley Jones and Rod Steiger, and they were all there, all the 4 top stars of it. Also, one time I was on the red carpet and I saw, you know, Peter Fonda, who was there, and then arriving at the same time on the red carpet. The car door opens up and out comes the other star. And they were, oh my God, I just forgot his name. He starred in the same movie with Peter Fonda on the motorcycles, you know.
Oh, you're talking about, it's not Dustin Hoffman.
I can't believe. Yeah, you remember the movie.
Paul Newman.
No, it was the
Steve McQueen.
No, it was the movie they're on motorcycles going through the country, and they get killed by good old boys with shotguns at the end. And Jack Nicholson was in it also.
What is that?
Classic, iconic movie.
Well, let me do this. Put the internet to work real quick.
I know.
You're talking about,
you know, and they're all gone now.
Peter Fonda.
Peter Fonda's gone, and the co-star was there.
Peter Fonda movie. Easy Rider.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
So,
Peter Fonda, Dennis Hopper.
Yeah. So Dennis Hopper arrives.
Dennis Hopper
and Peter Fonda is already on the red carpet, and Dennis Hopper arrives separately. They're never, you know, they're never together. They've never. It was like, wow, the photographers went nuts, you know, because here they are, and Dennis Hopper is to come to our party the night of the 100 Stars.
Oh,
that's Peter Fonda.
I'll tell you, the woman that I always wanted to interview, that was at the night party, its first year at the Hilton, and that was Amy Smart.
Oh man, she's my dream girl. You saw her there? Yeah, at the Hilton.
Missed her. She came in and she didn't come through the line.
I know.
I missed her.
She came late. She came late, and I remember I was standing on the red carpet up front. I turned around, and right smack right here is Amy Smart's face. I'm looking right at it, right? I could have kissed her. And there she is, and she's going, "Do you know where I should go?" Right? And I said, "Yeah, the Jaguar out there with that's my Jag. That's where you need to go. I'll meet you there in 5 minutes," right? And she started to laugh. She had a sense of humor, right?
Yeah, hey.
And I said, "No, I said once you do our red carpet,
Hey,
goes, I don't want to do the carpet."
Hey, Dave,
so you're right.
Let them kiss you these days, unless you're Barack Obama. Well, then you can do it. So
there's a great picture of her. If you were working on this at the night of the 100 Stars, if you type in Amy Smart night of the 100 Stars, it'll pop up. She's wearing a spring dress, summer dress, and I'm standing right next to her, but I'm not in the photo. They cut me out.
There it is, right there. There she is. How's that, Ed?
Yeah, but you still, yeah, that's okay.
Let me see if I can go up and down with that one, if you will.
We're so used to blowing stuff up on our screens, you know.
Yeah,
it's hard.
Yeah, but that's she came out. I remember that was at night, and the show was full go. But she had showed up, as you point out. She was late, and yeah.
Well, listen, I've got to wrap this.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, and so do you. So I really appreciated being on the show today. I was
thanks for doing this. It was a lot of fun. Yeah.
What we got, about 2 hours in?
2 hours, 14 minutes, and 58 seconds and counting. Yeah.
And you're going to cut it down to 10 minutes. After we take all your stuff out, all your interviews, there'll be 10 minutes for Edward Lozzi. Thank you. No, I enjoyed it.
Hey, do you mind if I break out that part about Al Davis and Don Sterling and you? That's gold.
No, everything here is good for you. You know.
Cool. Absolutely.
All that, yeah. All that.
Definitely.
So I have another 2-3 shows left in me, so we'll do it another time.
Hey, we haven't even talked about. Let's see, Bruce Boxleitner, Ed Asner.
Well, you're hung up on old celebrities. I can understand that, but I'm more up into current affairs. But you know, we'll get to that as well.
Hey, Jason Ritter, Taylor Evans from The Event. Great lady. I love it. Taylor Evans actually adorns my commercial.
Nice.
You know, yeah, the face. Very nice lady. Very nice lady. I had a blast. There was when John Voight came through. Have that.
Yeah, John Voight's been with us many times.
And that would have happened were it not for you.
I used to roller skate with him.
What? About
that? Yeah, when I first got out here, the Cher had a celebrity roller skating club. And inside, and a disco roller skating club in Northridge. And it was Monday nights, invitation only. And it was star-studded. And everybody's on skates because the skating thing was in big here. And Cher started the club. And it's a long story. That's how I met George Barris. And Cher introduced me to him.
And George, the custom car maker folks who
George Barris,
that I was in at Comic-Con that I have on video.
Yeah. That's another show.
Yes, that's another show, definitely. Yeah. All right, Ed, hey, stick around in the background, Ed. Everybody, thank you for attending, and going to do more of these, and I'm going to take this one up and cut it up and everything. But Ed, stick around in the background, folks. That ends this broadcast. Please subscribe to Zennie62, and certainly bookmark Oakland News Now.